The age of the influencer is over. The time of the buck has come.
He's gotta be on something.
Steroids. How come you always think my guys are the ones that use it?
Right. I was recording something yesterday, but it was kind of shit. So I'm back today. Anyways, I got some yohimbine. I'm going to take that on camera and see what happens. This is like a Tony Huge experiment. 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams will probably be okay. It's 12:56 p.m. in the afternoon. PM's kind of, it's kind of self-explanatory, but here we go. I have my coffee here. All right, let's change ambience. Let's find one that isn't shit. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, one company that I used to buy stuff from, they give you like freebies, and so sometimes they give you like Viagra, or they would mix. Yeah, they'd give you something called Supermans, which might be, I think it's a common thing. Maybe not everyone calls it Supermans, but it's Viagra and Cialis combined. Or they give you Ironmans, which are paroxetine and Viagra combined. Paroxetine's an SSRI, and it's they mix that with Viagra because it will you get the extra like erection, like the extra hardness and I don't know, growth, I guess, mixed with like the numbing of the SSRI. So they use that for premature ejaculation. And they give you freebies. I never ordered any of those things. But, yeah. Although one time they screwed up somebody's order and they went out of business. So they screwed up somebody's order and then I got all the guys' Supermans. So I know you guys want to hear about that. There's like people that are, well, if you talk to some people are kind of uptight. They're like, I don't need that. It's like, yeah, you don't need it, but it's like working out. I mean, you could go to, you could be satisfied with like this one guy said. I remember this one kid that I know, my friend's brother. He did a 245 deadlift in high school, and he says that he was satisfied with that 245 deadlift. Most girls that go to the gym have fucking higher deadlifts than that, or heavier deadlifts. So yeah, for me, I probably didn't need to go to 800 pounds to be strong and healthy. Well, I probably wasn't healthy, but anyways, for these sorts of things, I mean, if you've taken these things and you've had sex, okay, it's it's like buffs, okay? In RuneScape, you take the fucking strength potion. I should talk more about World of Warcraft because I don't really know RuneScape too much. Because basically in RuneScape, or it's like wearing a strength Amy, but it's more like a, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's like you're taking buffs, and I don't know. Once you like dabble in like performance enhancement in one category, like muscles, like your muscle strength and size are like one and the same, despite what people will tell you. Although adaptation's a real thing, that's why there can be guys with huge balloon muscles, but they are weak, like Jay Cutler. And so then you maybe if you're like this is kind of like the Leo and longevity perspective or Vigorous Steve perspective. Maybe it's a lot of gear users, but yeah, you kind of want to level everything physically. You want to level it up, okay? So brain function, then it also, and penis function, and then you already had muscle function. You probably started by using gear and then went to the other things. Although the most important one is the brain health, eliminating brain fog. By losing weight, I'd probably be a lot smarter if I kept on slimming down, but then my head's too fucking big for my body. I'm like Mr. Mackey, so I can't do that. And I want to lose my muscle because I got a fucking reputation. I've got 1,200 and I got some recent subs. I thought I was just going to keep on losing subs until all I had left was my regular viewers. I didn't really think that, but my last video is doing okay. I just got to have a picture of me working out in it, I guess, or talk about working out. Looks like I can talk about that. Today I was supposed to do deadlifts. I was supposed to do 658.6 for a set of 5. I just skipped that. And I didn't skip it. I did a different exercise. I just did a Romanian deadlifts, and that was 5. I guess I gotta write that down. That's another thing. You should probably write down your lifts to make sure you're not doing the same workout twice in a row, just in case you forget. That's the good thing also about not doing a bunch of exercises, is that it's just easier to remember your lifts. And some of the exercises are like, you're doing like higher reps. It's harder. It's easier to make progress with things that have very strict form, and have heavy weights with. Like if you're like, oh well, last time I did tricep push downs, I did this weight, and I got 12 reps today. I got 13 reps. That's still good. That's still a good methodology to have, but it's the gains just aren't there. It's for weightlifting. It's there's that the acronym. It's keep it simple, stupid, and KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I think it's that, or unless it's stupid simple. But yeah, it's one of my viewers. He makes programs. I guess it depends on what your goal is, but if like that guy, I was telling him what to do. You basically want to get you kind of want to get good at all the lifts, and then you specialize. He wants to just get good at 3, but don't leave out the back squat, because the back squat helps everything. Because, it's like I said, you want to increase body weight, and mainly, you want most of that body weight to be in, it's going to be glycogen, but also, you want it to be contractile tissue, as more plates, more dates would say. So that's the most important one. And so, because if that's going up, because the reason why my deadlift went up a lot, because for years, all I would do was high bar squats. Because I'm like, oh, that's the thing. That's what Olympic weightlifters do. That's all I would do. I wouldn't train upper body, or if I did, I would just do chin-ups, because I didn't have a bench and I didn't even go to the gym. And so shit. Anyways, so I got that up really high. And then when I started doing deadlifts eventually in 2019, because before 2019, my working out was erratic, or it was, I don't know, I'd work out for like a few months, maybe a little longer than that, and then take a break, or then it was on and off for a long time, and I still had over a 500-pound squat, but when I started being serious and I started training everything, the squat just made all the lifts, well, mainly deadlift, because squat doesn't really carry over to bench, other than extra weight. It's like Ripito says, if you're a noob, you can get your bench can go up by riding a bicycle. Because, well, that's also basically because you get noob gains. But yeah, that's the thing that kind of I had a really accelerated progression on deadlift. Because in November of 2019, in November of 2019, I did a 447-pound deadlift. Okay, no belt, just a switch grip. And then, last year, October 7th, 2023. I had 801 for 2 reps. No suit, just figure 8 straps, which if you're using figure 8 straps, you want to do thumbless grip. Because the thing with straps is that you can put your hands a little closer together. Well, not necessarily. You could still have them, if you were like this, you could still have them the same width. Okay, the same distance apart. Except your thumbs would be rubbing on your legs, and you don't want any of that friction. So you do the thumbless grip. And you do that with the normal straps too. And so anyways, yeah, just a belt and straps, 801 for 2. And my body weight wasn't much difference. It's just that I guess I would have been like 225, or maybe between 225 and 230, maybe 235 when I did that 447. And then by May of 2020, I did my 625 deadlift, and I was like 275, 278 pounds. I gained a fucking shitload of weight, and I gained a lot of fat, but yeah, that does work. And that's another thing is like, like for me, for example, 801 for 2, I'm not going to be able to do that any given day. You have to be in like your peak strength, which generally means you're going to be your heaviest, which probably isn't the healthiest. And so if you're going to do one of these progressions and you're afraid of gaining some extra fat, that's just you just got to think that's it's only like a transitory stage. Okay, you're not gonna, let's say I went up to 600. Okay, let's talk about you. Let's say you're 5'10", you go up to 275 pounds, which 275 pounds is probably where a 5'10" person is going to be their strongest. And like that, there's 5'10" guys that are like 190, and they're like, that's just crazy. No, that's fucking true. Eddie Cohn was like 240 pounds of muscle, and he was 5'5". That was his strongest. And so, yeah, maybe you're a little chubbier there because you're probably not going to be 275 pounds of solid muscle like, one of these elite bodybuilders, but you're going to be really fucking strong. And then, you hit your weights that you want to, your goals at that weight, and then you back off a bit, and then you get healthy. So you find the Aristotelian mean between health and strength. Well, no, I mean, if you just go back down to like if you go down to like 240, you're going to be looking pretty good, and you're still going to have lots of your strength. Like me, I'm down 30 pounds from my heaviest. And so, my strength last week, I did 656.4 for 6 reps. And I did 661 for 10 reps, but that wasn't at my strongest. I don't know what I probably could have gotten, 11 reps at my strongest, which was when, back in October, because I weighed 10 pounds less when I did 661 for 10. I weighed I weighed 10 pounds less than when I did the 801 for 2. Because I wasn't nearly as full. I was so full that, because you get to the point, I don't even know exactly what caused it, or maybe it's just that I was just getting winded from everything. And, there was the combination of Tren and these other things, but I had gone on high dose Tren, but never been like that. Because I was breathing so freaking heavy. I would do one rep for a warm up at like each weight, and then load on the next plate, and then I'd sit down and I'd be breathing. I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to die today, but as long as I get my 2 reps. I've been thinking recently about 525 for 24 reps. First, I got to do 495 for 20. And that's definitely doable. The 525 for 24 is going to, there's going to have to be some sort of star alignment. Okay, that sort of thing for that to happen. Because I'm going to have to probably go up 30 pounds in weight. I'm going to have to get my IT bands. I have to have no pain in my legs so I can just focus on lifting the weight, because the pain screws you up. and it's like it's a mental barrier. But if it's especially with the like the heavier weight you go, the more the IT bands hurt. So you can't really have any distractions. All you can think about, because then another thing is that it's just going to make the anxiety even worse. Because when I did 495 for 18 a couple months ago, I was fucking anxious for that, and so yeah, I'll have to get those fixed up. I'll have to go to the physiotherapist. They're gonna, I talk about shit about physio, but the IT band release thing is recommended by Ripito, so it's going to be one of the useful practices of a physiotherapist. So get those fixed up, go up 30 pounds in body weight, and then I also need a stack of gear. And so basically it's just going to be like a passive test dosage, probably like 1 gram. I said I wasn't going to do cycles again, but this one will just be short, just to gain weight, or just to like basically to gain weight. And you want it to all go into the muscle. That's another thing, is like if you've achieved certain weights at a heavier weight, then I'm basically like a semi-deflated tire, because my let's say if my whole body was like the tires on my truck, okay, I can put like 65 psi in it, I think, in the front tires. Right now I'm at like 45 psi, okay, and so I have that potential, or maybe 50 psi. I have that extra like glycogen loading potential in my muscle. And just taking like 1 gram of test per week, that just makes it easier to refill that. I don't know what the training will be like leading up to the 525 for 24, but I know that it's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be. Chad has this belt that he calls it the fat kid belt, and it's the one that strongmen wear, where it's a big, really wide belt. It's like the WWE, like a World Heavyweight Championship. You wear that underneath your normal belt, okay, and then it gives you even more support. So maybe I'll practice that a little bit. But then there's also the cardio element, and Cardarine apparently increases cardiac output decently. And then there's ubiquinol, so I could take a shitload of that, because my heart's going to be pounding so fucking hard. Because it's even though, let's say you're at like rep 19, and even though like you're sitting there, okay, you got the weight like this, okay, you're sitting there and you're taking a bunch of breaths, it's lots of the time it doesn't seem to actually give you any sort of relief. At least in the past, I'm standing there for like 20 seconds. I'm like the guy from Terminator 2 when he's got the walkie-talkie in his hand. He's like, I got all this, and then he fucking drops it, and then the whole floor explodes. It's Cyberdyne. Yeah, because they gotta stop Judgment Day. That's basically what I felt like. I gotta save the world from Skynet by doing squats. Anyways. Yohimbine. Yeah, I was looking at these things like aphrodisiacs. Tribulus terrestris. I have no idea what that is. Let's check that out. Fenugreek. Oh, that sounds like some sort of vegetable. Can't do that. Terrestris. Nitro wood. It's covered with spines. Oh, perfect. It's also called puncture vine. People use the fruit, leaf, or root of the tribulus plant as medicine. Some formulations also include other ingredients. Chest pain, heart problems, dizziness, skin and eye disorders. To expel kidney stones and as a diuretic and tonic. Where's it called? Mediterranean? Maca. Anyways, I was looking at that. I'm watching one of my viewers. I'm sub to him. if you're one of the viewers, then you might as well upload your freaking lifts. Doesn't even, I'll watch your stuff. Let's check out let's see what Vincent's doing. And like a more did I sub to this guy? Yeah, here we go. He's got 191 subs. Conventional snatch deadlifts. Okay, here we go. I don't see the point of doing snatch grip deadlifts. I remember back in the day, it's like you're thinking that weightlifting's like, I mean, you do all these other exercises to make this main exercise better. That's what I used to think. What's he doing here? Oh, he's at the jungle gym. Where's all the black guys? He's doing some sort of kung fu training. Whoa. This guy's gonna bump into Varg. Anyways, he's working out in the forest. All right. It reminds me of, what the fuck's the big guy from the Muppets? Grimace? No, that's Sweetums. Yeah, he's like Sweetums. No offense. Yeah. It's supposed to rain today. I came home because I got fucking soaked. Okay, oh, here we go. Rick K. Thanks. Barron Trump might legitimately have the genetics to be 7'5". Why, like me? Thoughts? Oh, well. Yeah. See, the thing about Donald Trump, I remember they're going to talk about that. We'll make it a politics channel now. Although I don't follow this stuff. Have you seen how obsessed people are with this hush money trial? My mom watches it. It's like every single day on CNN. Hush money trial. Oh, he paid Stormy Daniels this much money, and apparently that's a crime. He paid her this much to be quiet. I don't know if there's like an NDA involved or something like that. But anyways, you have to make everything into a crime, or he took home his classified documents and then put national security at risk. I mean, if he was a normal person, then he'd probably already be behind bars. But these sorts of things, it's like petty bullshit. Petty bullshit. Oh, when you just hate someone, you just find anything that's like, you just wait. It's like, you see someone walking down the street and then they step on a crack. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't even know. It's like they step on, they step the wrong way. They step on your lawn. You're just hoping that something happens to them, or you need an excuse just to tear someone down. I mean, Donald Trump isn't like the best guy ever, but this sort of the pettiness is insane. And our Stormy Daniels, I remember that they also have to throw in, it's like Stormy Daniels is like said that he's like a bad lay or something like. Let's check that out. Stormy Daniels' opinion on Trump's bedroom skill. Stormy Daniels recalls bedroom encounter with Trump.
At one point, Stormy Daniels used the bathroom and came out to find Donald Trump sitting on the bed. He was wearing a t-shirt and boxer shorts.
Yeah.
Posing, she said. He stood up.
Posing. He's probably posing like George Costanza.
Blocking the way. But she said she didn't feel threatened. Then they had sex. Afterwards, when they parted, he said to her,
they just immediately had sex.
Let's get together again, honey bunch. Stormy Daniels said she was shaking and felt bewildered.
shaking from her massive orgasm. Imagine he just said that and she had a fucking shaking orgasm. Incredible. Okay?
Also,
The best of all time. I can't do a Trump impression.
Trump came face to face once again with the adult film actress Stormy Daniels, who took the witness stand today.
Donald Trump's freaking hilarious. Apparently he was, I think there's some other occasion where some other woman was talking about his, I don't know, his bedroom skill, and he got like good reviews. And I think he was at Trump Tower, or he came into the office or something, and he was like cheering. He was like boasting about it to to all the employees. Okay, it's hilarious.
To the jury, describing in detail her alleged sexual encounter with Trump and the hush money that prosecutors say she was paid in exchange for her silence. Here's ABC's Rena Gore.
That's because she's a fucking bad lay.
In Lower Manhattan.
She probably just lays there. Stormy Daniels. This little sketch, this pastel sketch that people did made Stormy Daniels look better looking than she is.
Meeting at a celebrity golf outing in California, and he invited her to dinner and up to his hotel suite. Daniels even telling jurors about the size of the hotel room, what it looked like, and the pajamas Trump was wearing. Then describing the roughly 2-hour conversation. And then she says,
2-hour dirty talk.
As Daniels got into intimate details about that alleged sexual encounter, Trump seen repeatedly tapping his defense attorney's arm, signaling for her to object, which she did multiple times.
This is all building up into, again, forming this idea, look, she was there, this did happen, and thus eventually we'll talk about the money.
This is going to be a gossip channel now.
Lawyer Michael Cohen wired $130,000 to Daniels just days ahead of the 2016 election in exchange for her silence. Daniels reviewing that contract in court, confirming she did in fact sign it. Daniels testifying that her 2018
What's the problem then?
about Cohen's payment to her was false. When Trump repaid her in 2017, prosecutors alleged Trump illegally characterized it as a legal expense to hide the payment from voters, later charging him with falsifying business records.
Oh.
He is not guilty and has denied that encounter with
Jeez. He's doing the walk of shame. He had sex with Stormy Daniels.
The defense calling for a mistrial over her testimony, but the judge denying that motion. During cross-examination, the defense trying to play up Daniels' animosity for Trump, the back and forth growing.
How do you get that skin tone?
Stepping in numerous times. Trump's defense says he was trying to protect his family.
Okay. Stormy Daniels roast of Trump's penis. Oh no, not this fucking guy, Jimmy Kimmel. I want to hear about his penis. Because I was gonna start talking about the penis size. And it's like Donald Trump's, I guess, isn't that guy fucking tall? Let's look up hand size. Revealed at Madame Tussauds, Donald Trump's actual hand size. Care to compare with the Donald? Print here and measure up against Trump's 7 1/4 inch long right hand. Just slightly less than that of the average man, which was cast in bronze. Okay, so yeah, he's one of these tall, but what is his height? 1.9 meters, and so he's 6'3", and so he's one of these guys, the tall guys that have small hands, small nose. Yeah, this is an interesting thing to be fixated on. But I remember my friend, he's he talks about, he's talked a few times on occasion. He's like, he's not ashamed of it. Obviously, he's like, he says that he is a tiny penis. Actually, there's like multiple friends like that. And I remember when I was playing rugby, we were setting up in a scrum. And there's the what the hell are those guys called? There's the two props. Okay, the guy across from me, my one friend. Okay, he's married now and he's got a kid. So apparently, you see, these things don't even matter. Anyways, the guy that's behind you sticks his arm up between your legs and he grabs the waistband of your shorts. At least in our league, that's what people did. But this guy stuck his arm up between the guy's legs and then pulled down his waistband, and I saw everything. Man, traumatic. Yeah, there's that guy. There's 3 of them. There's maybe 4 of them. It's like, yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, this I don't want to. How many videos I now have? I think a bunch. I think I've like 3 or 4 videos right talking about penises. What are people going to say about that? Oh, here we go. Sam's like back and breakfast. Let's see what fucking weird ass insoluble fiber weird shit he's fucking eating today. Okay, so he's super jacked. Okay, what the hell is this? Okay, he's got crepes, steak. The one thing, the disgusting thing that he eats is lettuce, or it's microwaved egg whites with lettuce mixed in. So he microwaved the lettuce. I guess that adds some texture to the thing. What the fuck? That's like on Kitchen Nightmares when the guy does like a grilled Caesar salad or something, where he grills the romaine lettuce. I don't eat that sissy stuff anyways. But you're not supposed to fucking grill lettuce. You're not even supposed to eat lettuce unless you're a freaking silly Billy. A Finocchio. Fanook. Or a Frocho. I wonder if YouTube picks up... if they're just more, the algorithm is more fixated on. I'm doing lots of hand talking today. I wonder if it's more fixated or more learned, or it's programmed towards English words that like unsavory words or words they don't like. So then you just say these other like slang words in other languages like Finocchio, or you've got what the fuck. I think culatone, which I think that means ass bandit. Yeah. I never even got that one. Like butt pirate, I never got that one. I know what people mean by it, but I don't really get it on an abstract level. It's like that guy's comment the other day. Arcane addicted? Is this a girl? Got a big fucking head.
Still about creating that night character.
It is a girl. She's got to pull this hardware out of her face.
To be continued.
Pretty sure her shoulders are as broad as mine. Yeah. Remember this one guy said you gotta watch out for girls that have wide chins. It means they have high test, and so they're probably sluts because they're super horny. I don't know if I'd be teeing too much information. Yeah, that'd probably be no good. I'm gonna watch some Grave Strong. Just 3x10 hammer rotations. Does this guy own a shirt? Anyways, if you're listening to this, you should go sub to Grave Strong, okay? And it's spelled like it's how you think. It's not some other weird sort of thing. And then there's Vincent. He's a little different. This guy. His own training program is called Grave Digger, but with the amount of body hair that he has, you'd think it would be called Bigfoot. That's my lame joke for the day. That's all I got. So, oh yeah, well, another thing I was asking him, he said that he's. I told him that I wanted to know how he got that fucking hairy. Although I'm pretty hairy now, I didn't used to be, but one of the things that's definitely true about taking androgens is that you get all the body, all the hair in the places that people don't like. Doesn't bother me though. I don't care. What are you gonna do? You gonna have like one of my friends, he's got like little boy body where they have no body hair. That's just fucking weird. And then shaving body hair, that's some serious silly Billy stuff. And so anyways, he was talking about how his grandfather moved to Cuba from Spain, and Then he had a trucking business, and he lost his trucking business when the communists took over. And so Che Guevara and Castro. Cuba used to be actually a really good country, and I'm pretty sure that I haven't been around Cubans because I don't live in Florida, but I'm pretty sure that all Cubans that live in Florida hate Fidel Castro. They hate, and then I think they've the older generation probably hated him the most. The ones that were around when they executed 14,000 people, they probably executed way more than that. But it was something like Che Guevara had like 14,000 people executed, and apparently that included children. And so I just remember there's people that they're protesting, they've got banners and whatever. They fucking hate Castro. And I'm pretty sure that Fidel Castro is Justin Trudeau's real father. His mother Trudeau's mother is a bit of a slut, and so these things aren't really that surprising. And so, but apparently the Cubans, Cuba was basically on. They had once you've account for like the size difference, the population difference, they had an economy that was on par with the United States, like per capita that is. And then the communists took over, and the country's terrible. They have cars that are from like the 50s because you can't get. They don't trade with the U.S., and so they can't get fucking new cars. So they're just fixing up the same cars for the last 70 years. I don't remember exactly when the communists took power, but shit. Che Guevara eventually got, I don't know, maybe he was a little too extreme. But there's people that, you don't really see it that much anymore. But when I was in elementary school, there's one kid, he showed up and he had a shirt and it had Che Guevara's face on it. People don't even know what the fuck they're representing. Communism. There's still like old people. I remember I was watching Bald and Bankrupt, and he was talking to these old people in Russia and maybe the Ukraine, these people in Eastern Europe, and they identify as communists still after how fucked up that was. Yeah, it's like, oh, that was better when you wait. You're waiting in line to just get a loaf of bread. So you don't even get healthy food. You got to sit in line for like 3 hours to get a loaf of bread. And yeah, that's going to be really, you're like, holy, what a fucking pile of shit. Socialism is fucking terrible. Unless you're part, it's like China. That's like China now. Unless you're associated with the state, you're fucking in the shitter. You're in the shitter. Anyways, he says his great grandfather. I think he came to Florida, and then he was and he became a farmhand. And being a farmhand is a lot better than living in a communist country. I mean, that's what my ancestors were all peasants, and then they're poor in Italy. And apparently, at some point in Italy, the state kind of just like, I don't know, took a bunch of land from the wealthy farmers, and so they subdivided a bunch of the farmers, the rich farmers, so-called supposedly rich farmers' lands among the farmhands, and so everybody was getting these people get like 2 acres, these people get 2 acres. Yeah. And then in Holland, I was talking to this Dutch guy, and then I was working for him, and I told him because he came to Canada in '89, because Holland's like run out of space, so if you want to start your own farm, it's not going to happen unless you buy someone else's farm, and it's going to cost a fortune. Although farming, but back in '89, the farming in Canada was a lot easier to get into. Now it's like, holy shit, like it's so fucking expensive. And so, and the problem with Holland is the state is buying up all the farms, and You've got the example of this, like, what's it called, collectivized, or not collectivized, state-controlled food production. Okay, you've got the Ukraine as an example. You've got, what's that called, the mass starvation in the Ukraine. Holodomor, man-made famine engineered by the Soviet government of Joseph Stalin. Yeah, well, you'd think people you'd be more aware of these sorts of things. If you just want to go by, like, let's say you just go by, like, the numbers game, and let's say you believe even the official numbers, okay, on sorts of things, okay. Let's say it's like let's say you multiply 1 million by 6, okay. You know what I'm talking about? Let's say you do that. Let's say you believe these sorts of numbers, okay. Holodomor, okay, 3.5 to 5 million dead in the Ukraine. You know why those numbers are more accurate? It's because those people who died in the Ukraine don't control the media, okay? And so apparently what happened was the states control the farms. They say, okay, you got to do, you get this much, you produce this much, and then we need to have this much. And so the state doesn't, because obviously there's different yields every year, because the weather isn't the same year by year. And so the peasants, the farmers, they have to produce this much food. And then, like, year by year, I guess it's only in 2 years. It's just like they don't even have enough food themselves. Okay. And so the state confiscated most of the food for whatever. And you get that many people dead. They just starve to death on the streets. Holy shit. Maybe I can scope and duration. Rationing system. I'll just read this out on Wikipedia. All right. From the 1932 harvest, Soviet authorities were able to procure only 4.3 million tons of grain, as compared with 7.2 million tons obtained from the 1931 harvest. The rations in towns were drastically cut back, and in winter 1932 to 1933 and spring 1933, people in many urban areas starved. Urban workers were supplied by a rationing system and therefore could occasionally assist their starving relatives in the countryside, but rations were gradually cut. By spring 1933, urban residents also faced starvation. It is estimated 70 to 80% of all famine deaths during the Holodomor in 8 analyzed oblasts in the Soviet Union occurred in the first 7 months of 1933. So, yeah. Most people don't even know any of that stuff. There's. Yeah. And if you go to work, let's say you're doing these farm jobs, they're not fun. There's another reason why, I talk about this, why socialism doesn't work. Why the government taking the means of controlling the means of production doesn't work, is because you need to be incentivized to do boring, like, or hard labor. Okay. Because it's like, you're basically just getting enough to eat. It's like, oh, that's great. That's a good life. When do I get to retire? Oh, when I retire, I have to watch. Let's say you get some sort of pension. It's like, oh, you get your pension and you just scrape by, and then you get to watch your lineage, if you have any, you get to watch them go through the same struggle. That sounds like a lot of fun. What the hell long am I in? Oh, 44 minutes. Oh, that's a lucky number. This better fucking save. Yoga is the answer. Oh, yeah, definitely. Holy shit. Melted bells. Yeah. Some of these people that like deny history, they say like, you know, that history's we only have like, it's like only the last 200 years are true. I don't know. It's kind of tough because then, you know, how do you, like you could say, you talk about Holodomor and whatever, but I mean, there's pictures of these sorts of things. But there's also pictures of, you know, 1 million times 6. There's also pictures of that, or there's supposed pictures of that, but they're actually other things. Apparently, you know, you got the Soviet secret police doing executions, but then they say it's these other guys. What does it have to do with working out? Said I was going to talk about working out. I might as well. Oh yeah, so the reason why I did RDLs today instead of doing my deadlifts is because my fucking one pec is really tight during the deadlifts, and so what I did is I'm not going to inject in this pec for a while. I'll just switch to, you know, my left pec and my shoulders, and hopefully that goes away, because if I get a fucking pec tear, holy shit, that'll really screw me up. How the hell do you work with a fucking pec tear? Man, these girls that fuck their faces up with these gigantic lips. It's like something from Spy Kids. It's totally fucked. Let's look up Spy Kids grotesques. Yeah, it's fucked. Oh boy. Or something from maybe from Hellraiser. Well, there's this other guy that follows me, the Australian guy I was talking about. Remember my video yesterday? I was talking about jiu-jitsu, and I used to do jiu-jitsu. I did kickboxing for a bit, basically just for one summer. But for jiu-jitsu, I practiced it for a while with my friends, mainly one guy. My one friend came over, and basically I used to just like maul him. Okay, but he's pretty tough. Holy shit.
You gotta have like this sharp, angular, lean facial features for that shit, which I don't right now.
Anyways,
Body fat percentage.
this guy's forehead's bigger than mine. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the other guy, the other viewer, Natural Intensity. He's been going like every day for a while. He had a bicep tear. That's what made me think of this. He had a bicep tear from doing jiu-jitsu because he had just started practicing it. Okay. And he was at a club, and then it was at the end of the session, you know, after doing drills and whatever, then they're doing like grappling. Okay. Where people are going hard, and he's a noob, and he's going against these guys, and they're like submitting him left and right, making him submit. And then he goes against the trainer, who you think would be the most mature. Anyways, the trainer gets him into, I assume, an arm bar from maybe from the guard. And the trainer yanked on his arm really hard, and his bicep fucking popped and rolled up. When I did jiu-jitsu, I was 19, and I was a total asshole. And the thing is if you're going to be like that, then no one's going to want to train with you. And because, well, first of all, if you hurt your partners, then they can't train with you. And then then people knows that you're the douchebag that fucking hurts people because you're too fucking aggressive, then yeah, no one will want to train with you. So it's going to be hard to get better. And they're also your teammates because you go to tournaments together. And I never did a tournament, but because what happened was I used to drive to, it was in London. And so I'd have to drive there. And when I first started college, which is around the time when I did jiu-jitsu, I got my license suspended for a month. So I wasn't going there for a month, and then I just didn't go after that because I was too busy. And the scheduling didn't work. My college schedule didn't work with the classes. And so I went against a guy who had a little more experience than me. And I was in I don't know. I put him into an arm bar, and I went too hard, and I made it, and his arm popped, and I didn't see, he didn't go for a while, and it's like this. I was grappling with a guy soon after that, and he had a lot more experience. He was a purple belt, and he got me. It was the same thing. He was mounted on me, and I went to go. I did a hip thrust, and I pushed on his hips to get him off of me, and I was going to turn him to the side. And that the common reversal for that one is just an arm bar. But I figured I could be. But he was. I figured I could like maybe be faster than him. But no, he had too much experience, and so he caught me in an arm bar. This freaking arm popped, and then doing full extension and then flexion here really hurt. So I had like Jimmy the Bull or Stone Cold Steve Austin range of motion for a while, for like a month, and so. Yeah, that I had that one coming. I had that one coming for sure. And yeah,